Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're diving into using dashboards in Monday.com, which is super useful if you're working with teams, managing multiple projects, or your CRM. Dashboards let you visualize your workflows, track progress, and get quick insights without clicking into every board. It's like your personal command center. So whether you're new to Monday or just never explored dashboards deeply, this is for you. Alright, so before we proceed, let's take a quick look at the pricing. So here are the pricing options available on Monday.com. First, you've got the free plan up to 2 seats or 2 users. Then you've got the basic plan, standard plan, pro, and enterprise. So you can just go down here to look at the details and find which best suits your business. To begin, we're going to go ahead and click on Get Started. Alright, so here's the sign up page. You may choose to go with Google, which is very quick and easy, or you can just type in your preferred email address. Alright, let's select continue. Next, you need to enter your full name and your password. So you'll also have to include an account name. So this could be your company's name, your team's name, or even just the name of the project you're managing. All right, so let's go with this. Next, you're going to be asked, what brings you here today? Work, personal, school, non-profits? Of course, we're going to go with work. So now Monday would like to know what your role is. Are you a business owner, team leader, team member, freelancer, director, C-level, or VP? Of course, you're going to choose the one that best matches your business or your needs, but for this tutorial, let's go with team leader. Next, how many people are on your team and how many people work at your company? Let's go with 2 to 5 on our team and 1 to 19 in our company. So that's what we're going with for this tutorial. Now you're being asked what you'd like to focus on first. You don't need to worry about it because you can always add more in the future. So let's just select one now. So let's go with sales and CRM. All right, so what would you like to focus on first? Contact management, lead management, task management, project management, sales pipeline. Let's go with sales pipeline since we already chose CRM and sales. Here we'll just go with YouTube and carry on. Now Monday's asking who else is on your team. So you can add their email here and invite them. If you give them the role of an admin, they'll be able to invite and manage new users, but if they're just members, they can only add and edit content. But let's just skip this for now so we can say remind me later. So here's an interesting feature. Monday.com can automatically populate your CRM with contact info. So you can do that with your Google account or your Microsoft account if you already have a CRM you'd like to import. Right, so let's just go with continue without syncing. Alright, now Monday's asking you to name your first board. So boards are where all your content lives in Monday.com. Think of them like folders where you can track tasks, contacts, or any kind of information. So right now they're suggesting contacts as the name of this board, but we can change it. Let's go with something like starter board. Now Monday would like you to add contacts to the board you created. Remember we named it starter board, so this is how it's going to look. So you can add contacts here, or you can just skip. Now you can also find a way to group them. So here it already suggested active contacts and inactive contacts, but let's just skip this for now. So there's also a feature that lets you add columns to it, to the board you started creating. So if you'd like to add boards, you can do it here. But if you don't, you can just click finish and move on. Excellent. So now we're in our dashboard now. So this is what the dashboard looks like. So let's quickly confirm our email. Alright, so once you confirm your email, you're going to be taken back to your Monday.com dashboard. So this is what it looks like. So you can see that it already has some default boards here like activities, client projects, leads. But before we jump in, just remember that a dashboard pulls data from one or more boards and displays it using widgets like charts, tables, calendars, and more. Yeah, so here's the board we already created. We called it starter board. As you can see here, Monday already created a workspace for you. But if you'd like to add another workspace, you can just come here, click the drop down, and then select add workspace. And then name your workspace and add it. But let's just go with the one already created here. So a board is where you manage your actual tasks, but a dashboard is where you bring everything together to see the bigger picture. So since we want an overview like progress tracking, team workload, and KPIs, which are short for key performance indicators, let's add a dashboard. So to do that, you come to your left menu here, and then you see a plus sign. So you got a list of options here. So let's go with dashboard since that's what we want. Next, Monday's going to ask you to name it. So let's just go with project tracker for this one. But then you can also choose if you want it to be main or private. So if it's just for you, just go for private. But if you want others to view or collaborate, you can go with main. All right, now we've named it project tracker and we've selected main. Now let's create our dashboard. Now before you can do anything, Monday will ask you to connect boards because dashboards pull data from boards, like I said earlier. So just select choose boards and select the boards you'd like to pull data from. All right, so Monday.com's already given us a couple of boards to choose from. So this is one we created earlier, and these are the ones that Gusto's given us: activities, client projects, leads, deals. So let's select all of them because we want to see the full picture. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all of them. All right, so let's go with done. All right, now let's get those widgets onto our dashboard, shall we? So now you're being asked to add widgets. All right, so let's add a widget. All right, so these are the widgets available. Let's start with something simple like a chart. Great, now we've added a chart. So if you'd like to adjust the settings of this chart, maybe if you want a different kind of chart, you can come here, go to settings and change the chart type. Yeah, so you can make a pie chart or so anyone you'd like to choose. All right, so the widget you've got here is simply just showing you the number of items like tasks, leads, or projects that fall under each of these status values like open, contacted, working on it, done. So once you select one of them, it's just going to show you the different boards. So you can see the activity boards is here, the client projects, leads, deals. So if you want to get more information about them or maybe edit it, you can just come here and do that. Yeah, for each of the boards. All right. So now let's add another widget, shall we? So click add widget. Now let's add a workload widget. So here's something interesting. You can see that the workload widget isn't displayed here, but we can just simply go to more widgets, and here we have a plethora of widgets to choose from. So you can simply just type workload. Let's just find the workload widget. All right, so this is it here. So we just click add widget. Great, now we've added a workload widget. So this just helps you have a visual of everyone's workload. This is perfect for keeping track of who's doing what. So let's add another widget now. We can add a status widget and just type status. So down here, you'll see working status. Let's select add widget. It's going to be added. Now let's add more widgets. So we can come here and then select a battery widget. So this is really helpful for tracking progress on tasks such as completing a deal or project. So let's go with the battery widget. So that's been included too. As you can see here, we've added a calendar widget. So this is really great for tracking important sales related dates such as meetings, deadlines, or follow-ups. And you can easily plan and organize your sales team schedule, making sure no follow-ups or appointments are missed. We can also add an activity tracker. So let's just add that widget, activity tracker. So here's a really cool feature about Monday.com. When you add a new board, it will automatically update any widgets you've already set up to include data from the new board. For instance, if you started with the leads board and created a chart widget like we did, but then you added a client project board, maybe you came here and decided to add another board, that same chart widget will now update to pull in data from both the leads and client project boards. This is great because you don't have to manually update each widget to reflect the new boards. Monday.com just automatically adjusts it. Now that we've got a few widgets, let's organize them a bit. You can drag them around to arrange them however you like. So if you'd like to drag this widget, so you can simply just come here, it says drag widget, and just move it to where you'd like it to be. All right, so if you want to resize it, you can simply just do this. Yeah, and it just makes it smaller. If you'd like to make this bigger, just come here. Make it bigger. If you want to move it closer, you can simply just do this. All right, and this here, you can make it smaller. So this is your workload widget. Let's try to make it smaller. Okay, great. And if you want to bring this up here, your calendar widget, you can bring it here. Or first, you can make it smaller before moving it. Okay, so you can make it smaller like this and then just drag it up here. All right, so you can make this smaller just to make sure it fits. So this is just how you organize your widgets, just to make sure it's visually appealing to you. Alright, so that's how you create a dashboard, connect your boards, add widgets, and organize them. And on your left menu here, you can see if you want to take a closer look at your deals, leads, client project, activity, sales boards, and all of that, you can just come here and do that. And remember, you can always customize your widgets. You can come here, go to settings, and just make sure everything looks the way you want it to. All right, so that's how you use dashboards on Monday.com. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching.